In this video, I'll give you the starter kit that holds the 4 pillars that every person must master when doing personal development, self-help, and/or spirituality. After spending about 2.5 years at this point doing personal development, I've found a lot of things that have helped me, but there are 4 facets of life that need to be worked on before trying to embark on any other type of practice, i.e. making new friends or trying to master a separate skill or hobby. I can guarantee you, if any of these 4 things are weak in your life, you will be unhappy. At the end of the day, happiness is what we all want. We want to live the fullest we possibly can. Compare this starter pack of what I'm about to give you to Minecraft. You can't get a diamond sword, diamond pickaxe before you start out with the wooden stuff. Or to like a house without a foundation. If you build a house but you have no solid foundation, no solid ground, it's going to fall apart. And the same thing applies here. After I go through the first 3 pillars, I'll talk about the final one, which many channels might not mention like I will. It connects to and affects the other 3 interdependently. So if you want a holistic understanding of getting started with living your life in the way you want to, please stick around to the end. Before you do any high-level practice, you gotta be eating right. Think about trying to implement positive habits with a terrible diet versus a clean diet. On one hand, we have someone who eats McChickens all day long, and then on the other, we have someone who's incorporating greens, their fruits, their vegetables, everything that they need in their diet, and they feel energized and they feel great. They're able to do these positive habits and congratulate themselves and feel good and energized. On the other hand, we have someone who's sluggish and who feels like shit all day long because they're not eating what they're supposed to. I'm really lucky that I've had a good metabolism in that, because when I was younger, I used to eat so terribly. And when I would notice how sluggish and just terrible I felt. It not only affects the energy, it affects your mood as well. And especially if you deal with anxiety like myself in the past, it will make that worse. Not to mention all of the long-term diseases that you'll deal with down the road that will make you wish that when you were young, you treated your body right. Simple way to get started with this, you gotta simply cut out what's bad slowly and incorporate slowly what foods are healthy for you. That means processed foods, fast food, desserts. I remember when I started, I began with just the simple stuff, just eating your greens. I just get these packets of spinach and just having a bowl of that at least every day is so helpful. And transitioning from dairy milk into regular oat milk or almond milk, it's so important. It makes me feel a lot less bloated and more energized throughout my day. And also, it just tastes better in my opinion. Of course, I talked a lot about in this channel my experience with social anxiety and growing up throughout high school with that. It was a big challenge for me, and you might think that because of that, that's probably my biggest regret from high school. And that while this isn't the only thing that factored into my struggles back then, without a doubt, what played a part in it was not getting enough sleep. I could talk about this for so long, especially because I go to college now, and it's become so normalized in our culture to not get sleep, as if that's a good thing. It only took me until last year to actually start consistently sleeping for at least 8 hours a night. Of course, there are moments when I don't sleep a lot, but at this point, I've realized that you need this. This is a pillar. This is truly what you need before you trying to do anything, especially like meditation or something like that. So to get started with sleep, we want to make the activity of winding down for bed at night a really fun thing to do and removing the things that are making our sleep hygiene really bad. Like I said, I sleep 8 hours consistently, and I'm going to tell the same thing to you. At least 7.5 to 9 should be optimal for most people, and specifically working in those 1.5 hour increments, because that's usually when you're in light sleep and not deep sleep. And there's a big one that has been really hard for me throughout my life, and it's not using my phone before bed. And the best way that I've remedied this is reading, whether it's regular self-help books or spirituality or graphic novels. You want to put your body in a calm state. You want to learn to mindfully wind down and go into a deep sleep throughout the night, and do whatever evening routines that you do, but learn to prioritize your sleep, getting enough of it, and enjoying it. My first taste of personal development in my life was definitely lifting. I started in 10th grade, and it was awesome, to be short. There's so many benefits that people talk about when exercising, whether it's lifting, body weight exercises, or just doing cardio. You have more energy, you get more confidence in yourself from doing something difficult, and most importantly, I think that you get from exercise is the discipline. Discipline is what you need for self-help and implementing change within your life. Great way to get started is at least 5 to 10 minutes of any sort of physical activity. It could be stretches, cardio, body weight, lifting. Best option is probably Planet Fitness if you want a gym membership, but if you don't have the money for a gym membership, there are plenty of options you can still do at home. My favorite is simply just running outside of my neighborhood. Just going for a 10-minute run every single day. I've been doing it since last summer. It feels great. It's a great use of my time. It energizes me. It's a great like transition point during my day. And not too long ago, a few months, I bought this resistance band. You can find a bunch of these on Amazon. And also there are so many workout videos you can find on YouTube looking for whatever it is that you are trying to do, whether it's gaining muscle or toning down. Meditation, it grounds you in the present moment, what's happening right now. And when you see what's happening right now, you can see what problems are coming up, why you're acting a certain way, why you're not able to evoke a certain habit, what emotions are coming up that's preventing you from doing so. That wisdom is unparalleled to any type of practice you can get from. Furthermore, it affects the other 3 pillars in that urges come up. Whether you want to go through the Wendy's drive-thru and eat a McChicken, or if you can't even pay attention to what you're eating because you just do it so fast, you evoke mindfulness in those moments. Okay, I am setting the intention to eat healthy, so I'm not going to go through with eating this unhealthy meal. You feel the withdrawal symptoms in your body, you let it pass through, and you let it go. When you're eating a meal, you can pay attention to how it tastes. When you want to go to bed on time, when you feel in those moments that you want to stay up, when you want to use your phone, you've noticed the urge just again in the same way, and you use mindfulness to let it pass through you. And of course, when you're exercising, when you want to give up, in those moments, you keep moving forward because you know that's just fear. It's the mind telling you to stop because it doesn't want this anymore. Whenever someone asks me how do I get started with meditation, I always say Headspace. It's literally like training wheels for meditation, helping you understand what it is. It's a really simple act in and of itself, but the simplicity of it is what confuses a lot of people and turns people off from it. And having guided meditations with Headspace, it gives you that understanding. So you're like, oh wow, this really is worth doing. Make sure you're starting small. When you've never meditated for the first time, it's going to be hard to do it. So you want to keep it small. Some of the meditations on Headspace are kind of like 5 minutes. And so once you get the taste of that, try to do it on your own for just 30 seconds. Try to build at least that habit every day. You don't have to follow a guided meditation every day, but if you're at least sticking to it at the bare minimum, it will slowly condition your mind to make it a lot easier for you to do. So then as you do it more and more, it can go longer. Of course, it's not about the length of how long you meditate, but it does have a great impact on your practice. I have many more videos on meditation that I highly recommend you all check out. If you want to be a part of this journey together as we learn how to live our lives in the best way possible, subscribe to the channel, and if this video helped you out a lot, drop a like. For moral support and to be more intertwined with the community, join the Discord server. With great power and great responsibility, always Joe.